Of course, they're going to come at us really hard for that first 72 hours to make sure we stop posting or at least get us flagged from being able to go live so nobody thinks about the details of the fact that we just watch Angie Stone get moved around in real time on her son's birthday. I think it's time for me to call my gematria guy. I think it's time for me to do a live about the numbers.
The numbers make no sense.
It is wrong. And I'm tired of seeing us struggle and go through things and work hard and not.
It looks like fans were right when they said there was more to Angie Stone's passing than what people were told. Now, many people in the industry are speaking up, and they are revealing some very strange things about her death. There is a lot that people did not know before, and now the truth is starting to come out. In the weeks before she passed away, Angie said she had found out some shocking and very upsetting secrets. It was clear that what she learned was very serious. Now that more details are coming out, many people are asking questions about what really happened to her. Angie Stone was a very powerful person in the industry, and she said she was ready to fight against some of the most important people in the business. But it looks like those words put a big target on her back. For a while, fans thought maybe they were overthinking or making too much of the situation. But now, Jaguar Wright and Tyler Perry have spoken up, and they are saying that Angie was taken out because she was about to expose some very serious secrets about powerful people. They are making it clear that her passing was not just an accident like people were told. So what did Jaguar Wright and Tyler Perry really know about this case? And did Angie Stone actually tell Tyler Perry anything before she passed? Let us break it all down. Angie's passing was so sudden and so shocking that fans immediately felt something was not right. Many people believed there was more to the story than what they were being told. Now, it is true that many people sadly lose their lives in car accidents every single day, but something about this case did not make sense. One of the strangest things was that Angie was in one accident just a few minutes before she was hit by a semi-truck. Angie was the only person who lost her life in the accident, which made things even more suspicious. Even stranger, it did not seem like anyone else involved had any serious injuries. That is what made people start asking questions because the chances of something like that happening are very low. Jaguar Wright was quick to speak up about the situation. She claimed that Angie's passing was not just an accident but a sacrifice. According to her, Angie had gotten herself into serious trouble by going against some of the most powerful people in the industry. These people were not going to sit back and let her reveal their secrets. When Jaguar made her comment, fans started putting the pieces together. It did not take long for them to realize that something about the situation just did not add up. On March 1st, 2025, Angie and her team were heading back from a Mardi Gras concert in Alabama. They were traveling in a Sprinter van after working on a new project and filming in the area. They decided to take a break and enjoy the concert. The trip was meant to be a short and fun getaway, but things took a very unexpected turn. It was meant to be a chance to relax before getting back to work. As they made their way down Interstate 65, everything seemed normal until it suddenly wasn't. Out of nowhere, the van lost control and flipped over. There were 9 people inside, and while they were all shaken up, none of them suffered life-threatening injuries. But before they could even fully understand what had just happened or call for help, disaster struck. A semi-truck, moving at full speed, suddenly slammed into the wrecked Sprinter van, crushing it on impact. The force of the crash was devastating. Tragically, Angie did not survive that night. She was the only one who lost her life, leaving her team, loved ones, and fans in deep shock. At first, it looked like a heartbreaking accident, a series of very unfortunate events. However, as time passed, people began to examine the details more closely. Something about the situation did not feel right. Questions arose, theories began to form, and what initially seemed like a freak accident turned into something much more complicated. Only a few weeks before the tragedy, Angie had hinted at an upcoming legal battle on her Instagram page. She wrote, "I have just discovered something that has been hidden in the dark for too long. My work was stolen and I know exactly who did it. Do not misunderstand me. I am coming for every single one of you who thought you could take what is mine. I am ready." Just as Jamie Foxx once said, "What happened was serious, and now it is my turn to share my testimony." A new chapter is beginning, and you can be sure that the truth will come to light. This entire situation has people seriously questioning what truly happened to Angie. It has been several weeks since that tragic crash took her life, and yet there has been no investigation, no suspect, no mugshots, and no press conferences, only complete silence. It is almost as if the world was expected to simply move on without asking any questions. Or perhaps someone is ensuring that these questions never receive an answer. The timing is very suspicious. Angie had just begun calling out UMG and Clive Davis, and then she was gone. This does not seem like mere bad luck. It appears too convenient. If you think that is astonishing, wait, because the most chilling part of the story comes from a witness who barely survived. According to this witness, Angie was not killed in the initial crash. In fact, she made it out of the van alive, and a woman at the scene even helped her escape from the wreckage. However, before she could reach safety, a man driving the semi-truck suddenly appeared and struck her. Several people in the area reported hearing loud popping noises right before the accident. Many claimed that these sounds could have been gunshots aimed at the tires, which might have caused the driver to lose control. Then, a video began circulating online. It featured a woman who said that she had helped Angie. According to her, she and her daughter were driving along the highway when they noticed an overturned van by the roadside. Something urged her to stop and check it out, so she pulled over to see what was happening. When she got closer, she was not prepared for what she saw. People were screaming for help, panicked, injured, but still alive. And yes, that included Angie. Angie was still breathing and still fighting. If Angie survived the first crash, what really happened after that? The official story already looked suspicious, and this new evidence made the situation even more unclear. I slowed down and noticed an overturned vehicle in the fast lane. It looked like the accident had just happened. I pulled over, turned on my flashers, and told my daughter to stay in the car. I then ran over to the van, where I saw many people trying to escape. I asked them if they had called the police, and they said they were only trying to help a woman who was trapped on the side of the van. I grabbed her hand and helped her down. She looked confused and unsteady, but she managed to get Angie out of the van. For a brief moment, it seemed like everything might be okay. They were all trying to decide what to do next, how to get help, and how to keep everyone safe. Then suddenly, the woman felt something rush past her. A massive truck, as if it had appeared out of nowhere, crashed straight into Angie. In that instant, Angie was gone. This situation felt very strange in so many ways. Imagine being pulled from a crash only to be hit again moments later. The numbers simply do not add up. The more details that emerge, the more it looks like this was not just a strange accident. I had to sit down, and then suddenly I felt as if I was flying and falling to the ground. It did not feel like something ran over me. It was as if something brushed past my body. I got up and heard people screaming. I focused on one scream, and it turned out to be my daughter. I ran across the highway to tell her to get back into the car. If you think that is not suspicious enough, there is more. According to someone who was in the van with Angie, the driver was moving at a very high speed. When Angie told him to slow down, he refused and instead began to drive even faster. Sharita Murphy, one of the 8 people in the van with Angie, Stone later expressed her gratitude on her Facebook page by saying, "We are blessed to be alive." She credits her survival to quick actions and a bit of luck. Angie Stone remained calm during the ordeal. She asked the van driver to slow down because he was driving extremely fast. He did not listen, and the van flipped 3 times before it was hit by an 18-wheeler, which took Angie Stone's life. Angie had been very vocal about exposing those who had wronged her, and fans are now questioning the whole story. Could her sudden and tragic passing really be just an accident? Or is it connected to the unpaid royalties and legal battle she was preparing for? This would not be the first time that an artist lost their life under mysterious circumstances. After standing up to some of the most powerful figures in the industry, the music business has a dark history of silencing those who refuse to follow its rules. Many artists have talked about the unfair practices, stolen money, and threats that come when someone dares to fight back. Angie was never one to stay silent. She was calling out those who did her wrong. Angie was ready to expose the kind of corruption, that most artists are too afraid to talk about. She made it clear that she was not going to let anyone take what belonged to her. She was preparing for a legal battle, and then suddenly, she was gone. The timing alone makes people stop and think. Then there is the crash, which does not add up. A Sprinter van flips over on a highway with 9 people inside, yet only Angie loses her life. It does not make sense that everyone else escapes with only injuries while she is the only one who does not survive. It feels almost too specific, almost as if it was planned. And if that is not enough to raise concerns, some people are now questioning whether Angie may have already been gone before the accident even happened. This idea turns a suspicious tragedy into something much more sinister. At this point, the lack of answers makes everything appear even more suspicious. There has been no official investigation, no statements, and no suspects, just silence. In the entertainment industry, when everything goes quiet after a major event, it often means that someone does not want the truth to be revealed. There is more to the story. When people thought the situation could not become any messier, Tyler Perry took the stage at Angie's funeral a few days ago and spoke out about the industry. He did not hold back during his speech. He made it very clear that Angie was treated very unfairly while she was alive. He called out the way the industry mistreated her, attempted to silence her, and refused to give her the credit and compensation she deserved. Furthermore, he confirmed what Angie had been saying all along, that she was owed money and that the industry had been taking advantage of her for years. Tyler Perry is not just any random person. He is a well-respected figure in the industry. His words carry significant weight and make many people question what really happened to Angie Stone. Tyler Perry is a highly respected figure in the industry. For him to stand up at her funeral in front of everyone and essentially support what Angie had been fighting for is very significant. It makes the timing of her death seem even more suspicious. Let us be honest. Why do artists only seem to receive their praise after they are gone? Please forgive me if I sound angry because I am upset at the way she was treated. I did not know all of the things that she was going through until recently because I am not on Instagram, and I do not allow an algorithm to dictate what I should think or feel. I do not see everything that is happening. However, to think that this woman worked in the business for so many years, and there is a big difference between performing because you want to and performing because you have to, while all of those years, all of those songs, and all of the money that was owed to her are ignored, it is not fair. It is wrong, and I am tired of watching people struggle and work hard without receiving the benefits that they deserve. We were meant to benefit, but one must be careful when mistreating people, especially the children of God. The Bible says, "Touch not my anointed, and do my prophet no harm." I want to tell you something important. This woman was a prophet. She even prophesied and delivered her own eulogy. What do I mean by that? In her song "No More Rain in This Cloud," she sings, "My sunshine has come and I am all cried out. There is no more rain in this cloud." Many of you may not know this, but I am a pilot. When you become a pilot, the first thing you study is the weather. I learned about clouds and how they are made of particles of air and water. When the particles in a cloud become too heavy, the cloud releases them as rain. It is similar to our souls. We hold so much inside, we hold so much pain, that it comes out as tears. The beauty of what she was saying is that when a cloud has no more tears, it disappears. It is gone. If you listen to that song again, you will hear another part that makes you think even more about what she was trying to say. Listen carefully to her words. What goes around comes around. Why does the truth only appear when they can no longer speak for themselves? Tyler Perry's speech was emotional, and to many it confirmed that something very wrong happened to Angie. It feels like those responsible are still out there. It is heartbreaking to imagine that anyone could be treated in such a way, especially someone who dedicated so many years to the industry. Angie helped build up other artists and left behind a legacy that deserved much more respect. Angie was not just another name in the business. She was a powerful force, a great talent, and a woman who refused to be pushed aside. Yet in the end, she was treated as if she did not matter. As tragic as that is, the situation takes an even darker turn when you consider what people are saying now. There are unsettling rumors that the truck that came out of nowhere and ended Angie's life might not have been an accident at all. There are whispers that suggest there may be more to this story than meets the eye. Some people are saying that the crash may have been planned, a hit disguised as a tragic accident. I am not saying that this is completely confirmed, so please do not attack me for this opinion. But when you consider the timing, the missing, money, and the fact that there is no official investigation, the whole situation looks very suspicious. We must also remember that this is not the first time something like this has happened. The music industry has a long history of making problems disappear when money and power are involved. Was Angie simply another victim of this system? Or is there more to the story that they do not want us to know? If you think that things could not get any worse, then listen to this. Reports say that the driver of the truck that struck and killed Angie has vanished without a trace. A source explained, "I used to work at the same trucking company as the driver who ran into the Sprinter van while Angie was present. This disappearance only adds to the many unanswered questions surrounding her death. He is going to return to work. Honestly, this event has tormented him. He is not responding to the company messages or phone calls. My wife reached out to his wife to offer support after we learned that he turned in the rig and left. My former boss explains that his reason was that he came upon the wreck too quickly to adjust his path and avoid the accident. As I review all the details I have, something does not sound right about this situation. I am surprised that he had not been drinking because there is extensive evidence suggesting otherwise. He is going to return to work, yet it is clear that this event has deeply troubled him. He is not answering any texts or phone calls from this company. My wife reached out to his wife to offer support after we learned that he had turned in the rig and left. According to my former boss, his explanation was that he reached the wreck too quickly to avoid it. However, when I look at the details available, something does not seem right about this situation. I am surprised that he had not been drinking because there is extensive evidence suggesting otherwise. I am not pretending to be Perry Mason with the skill to solve a case, but I wanted to share my thoughts. Furthermore, reports indicate that the driver's route from Mobile to Birmingham did not require a stop near mile marker 162, unless he was forced to detour or was directed to stop. Data from the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration shows that there were no mechanical issues reported on the Freightliner before March 1st. So, what exactly was the driver doing on that route, and why has he gone into hiding? It appears that there is a high-level cover-up taking place. Fans are beginning to wonder if we will ever get any answers about Angie's passing. There is a lot that does not add up here. Do you truly believe that Angie was taken out? Or do you think that people are reading too much into this situation? Please share your thoughts in the comments and then check out the next video.